Good day, sir. This is our ITE group presentation based on View Tree Options API versus Composition API. The names of the group members are displayed on screen. The group is named CPJ_Java. The presentation will follow the outline displayed on screen. Vue.js is a progressive JavaScript framework for building web user interfaces, and it was developed in 2014. The View Options API is the traditional way for building Vue components, and it has been the primary method for building components in Vue since its inception. It involves using a set of options such as data, methods, and computed properties to define the behavior and state of a component. Displayed on screen is a Vue.js component script, which shows the component's options and behavior. The structure of the component script for the Options API is different from the script for the Composition API. The Options API uses the export default statement at the beginning of the script. Because in the Options API, the component's options such as data, methods, computed, etc. are defined as an object that needs to be exported as the default export of the module. This is a traditional way of defining Vue components in Vue. Vue Composition API. The Vue Composition API is a new way of building Vue components in Vue Tree. It was introduced to address some of the limitations of the Vue Options API. It allows the developers to use a functional, reactive programming style to build components, and it offers a more flexible and expressive way of defining component behavior. Displayed on screen is a Vue.js component script, which shows the usage of the Composition API in Vue.js. The import statement, which is used at the beginning of the script, is used to bring in the necessary functions and utilities from the Vue library, such as ref, reactive, unmounted, and computed. Because the Composition API is a set of APIs that needs to be imported into the component. Now, this is a comparison of the two APIs. The Options API is best used for building small and simple single feature components requiring low reusability, while the Composition API is best used for building medium to complex multi-feature components requiring higher reusability. Options API is used in simple apps or in websites for progressive enhancements, while Composition API is used in medium to complex apps with a lot of logics and features. The learning curve for Vue Options API is shallow, while the learning curve for Composition API is steep. In terms of reactivity, Options API is automatic, hidden, and implicit, while Composition API is manual, exposed, and explicit. Vue Options API in terms of reusability is in mixin, while Composition APIs is composable. In terms of flexibility, Vue Options API is less flexible, while Composition API is more flexible. In terms of code logic, there's more options in View Options API. However, uh, Composition API is grouped by features. In terms of bundle size, Options API is bigger, while Composition API is smaller. Uh, Options API is supported in all the Vue versions, while Composition API is just supported in Vue 2.7 and Vue 3. This has brought us to the end of our presentation. We hope that this presentation was informative in nature. Thank you for your time. These are our references.